Hello, I'm Martine Croxall. In this episode of Extreme Weather, Alaska heads for the snowiest winter on record. Hundreds die as northern India suffers an extreme cold spell. Pacific Island states brace themselves for the start of the king tide season. And we head out on patrol with the Weather Service pilots looking for trouble. The Alaskan city of Anchorage has been hit by a series of blizzards that have dumped more than 2 metres of snow, and more is forecast. The US National Weather Service reports that so far this winter, a total of 207 centimetres of snow has fallen on Anchorage, beating the previous record set in 1977. This season's snowfall is nearly double the average for the city, and forecasters say more is on its way. The latest storm was caused by a low-pressure system that formed over Prince William Sound, combining with a cold front from the north. Further east, the National Guard was ordered in to help dig out the isolated coastal town of Cordova. The community of 2,000 residents was buried under more than 5 metres of snow. More than 160 people died as bitter cold swept across the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. A figure of -20 degrees Celsius was recorded in the Kashmir Valley, and meteorologists reported that average temperatures are several degrees below normal for this time of year. Officials in New Delhi say many of the dead were from homeless families living by the side of the roads with little or no shelter. The tiny Pacific Island state of Tuvalu is only just recovering from its worst drought on record, and now it faces more hardship during the annual king tide season. During January and February, the islands and those of neighbouring Kiribati are hit by massive tides that damage crops, destroy fragile foreshores and pollute fresh water supplies. Tides are caused by the gravitational pull of the moon, and king tides occur twice a year when the Earth, moon and sun are aligned during the period of a new or full moon. In 2006, Tuvalu had to be evacuated temporarily because of an exceptionally high king tide. The North American hurricane season doesn't start until June, but the storm chasers of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA, are putting one of their high-tech jets to another use. The specially equipped Gulfstream 4 SP Hurricane Hunter is flying missions at around 15,000 metres above the central Pacific to help predict when severe winter storms will hit the US mainland. The storms form in the atmosphere where they gather moisture and intensity before heading for land to dump snow and ice. Data on wind speed and direction, atmospheric pressure, temperature and humidity are fed from the plane's sensors to meteorologists on board, using the same techniques as for tracking hurricanes. This information is then used for 4- and 7-day forecasts, giving more time to prepare for the worst storms. It seems 2012 has got off to a wet start for many in the Asia-Pacific region, with heavy rain and floods being reported in Thailand, the Philippines, Northern Australia and Indonesia. Some experts are blaming the continuing La Niña weather pattern. Others say climate change is a factor. So are we likely to see more flooding in the future?
It's quite normal to have this monsoon during this time of the year, but it is quite unusual because of the intensity during last monsoon season. The reasons were La Niña, and we also need to look at the snow amount over Tibetan Plateau and the anticyclonic activity over the Western Pacific Ocean, and also the climate change. For the forecast in the coming season is very difficult, but according to the forecast by NASA, we might have a calmer monsoon season.
Finally, on this edition of Extreme Weather, where can you find the world's most extreme waves? Most surfers agree that Hawaii is home to the world's biggest waves. Because the islands are so far away from any other landmass, Pacific storms have plenty of time to generate giant, perfect waves. The famous pipeline on the north shore of Oahu is said to be the most deadly wave to surf in the world. Other contenders can be found at Pebble Beach, Northern California, where the waves regularly top 25 metres, and Hout Bay near Cape Town, which has the added danger of being close to the most shark-infested waters on Earth. That's it for this edition. Don't forget to let us know if you've got video of an extreme weather event in your neighbourhood, and we'll feature it on a future episode.